everyone, Mrs. Engel here. I wanted to go through the steps of protein synthesis with you and really just break it down into simple, easy to understand concepts because I know that you guys can totally rock this. Okay, so protein synthesis. The good news is protein synthesis really only has two steps. So the first step of protein synthesis is something called transcription. Okay, so when I'm teaching this in person and face-to-face, this is usually the point where I try to break words apart and really help kids make those connections. So I like to start with what is a script in the most basic format. What is a script? And I get lots of answers from it's a thing with words on it to it's something for a play or something for a movie to, the most basic answer, which is kind of the one I want, which is just it is something that you read. It is like a piece of paper or something that has words on it that you have to read. Okay. It's something that has words. That's really it. And then we break it down into what does trans actually mean? And we think about words that have trans in them, transportation, right? What does it mean to transport something? And so really all that means is to move something or to flip something, to relocate something. And so that's all transcription is we're going to take something that you can read, words, a code, anything, and we're going to move it. And that's all transcription does. Isn't that wonderful? So let me get a new color for us. All right, so transcription, it takes the message from DNA and it basically just turns it into a version of mRNA. So that script that DNA has is just relocated from the DNA double strand into a version of itself, a template of itself, if you will, of mRNA. And that's it. And then that mRNA leaves through nuclear pores and travels outside of the nucleus. And that's pretty much as complicated as I'm going to make transcription. That's really it. Okay. In terms of what does that look like? When we are practicing our stuff, what that looks like is we take, let me see if I can get us another color here. So we would take a set of codons, right? Like a line of DNA. And I'm just going to make it up completely. So I'm going to say TAC, GGC, CAT. I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go. And we're going to use that as a template and let mRNA sort of make its own version of that and match it up. So instead of going DNA to DNA, we're going to pair it up DNA to RNA. So in the base pairing rules, most of them stay the same, but occasionally you will run across something that is different. Okay, so let's try. These are kind of hard to see sometimes. I'll go back to blue. All right, so if this is the DNA strand in black, then when we pair it up into an mRNA, T bonds with A still, A bonds with U for uracil, C to G, G to C, G to C, C to G for guanine, C to G, A to U, and T to A. And that would be our mRNA version of what was our script originally written in DNA. And that's all transcription is. Step one, done. All right, so I'm going to erase this and then we will do translation, which is step two. All right, so step two would be translation. Okay, so in translation, what we're going to do is we're going to take that message that we got from mRNA, and for all summarizing purposes, we're going to turn it into amino acids. All right, so So remember, when we are using the word translation and we're really breaking it down into things that are simple and that I know you guys can understand and you are going to be awesome at, all you're doing when you're translating something, and if you're in a foreign language class or if you're bilingual or trilingual, you can really use your knowledge there. So what translation does is it takes that message from mRNA and puts it into a new context, a different language. Okay. So we're not using it as a template like you do in transcription. We're going to use it to build something different in a new language. So in this case, instead of building it in RNA, we're going to build it using proteins or amino acids. And so that's why that one is called translation, is because you're completely like morphing something. You're taking it from its first form, mRNA, and you're turning it into a completely different language or a completely different object, in this case, which is an amino acid, which will build a protein. So we've gone from nucleic acid to protein. Okay, so never fear. This is super great and super duper easy. So you don't have to ever memorize stuff like this. You will have access to what's called an amino acid table or an amino acid wheel. And I'll scroll and show you an example real quick, and then we'll go back. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. So if you're in my class on page 20, here we go. On page 24, I think, of your packet, you will find an amino acid wheel, and that's one version. And so you don't ever have to memorize what codons or anticodons or anything like that go with what amino acid. All you have to do is be able to look at the wheel. So I have attached a couple of little practice things down here. So I thought we would use those, learn how to read this wheel, and then go back to our stuff on translation. So the mRNA code is what you use. So AUG, that's our codon, our mRNA codon. So I like to describe it to my kids as kind of like darts. So you shoot for the bullseye. So the first letter, you go straight to the center, okay? So A was our first letter for our mRNA codon. So we go to the very center of our circle and we look in the quadrant for A. So here's our A quadrant right here. And that's where our eye is going to focus. So there's A. We're only going to look in this piece of the pie. Our next letter down here was U. So we go to the second ring in our little quadrant here, and we find our U. So here it is right there. Okay. And then the last letter for our codon was G. So we just keep following that U down until we see the G in that little tiny piece. And the beautiful part is that it will tell you exactly what amino acid to build or to write or whatever. So in this case, AUG only creates methionine. So I like to abbreviate it and just write MET. You're welcome to write it all out if you want. That's totally up to you. Okay, so let's try one more and then we'll go back to our notes. GCG. All right, no problem. We can do this. So we go to our circle here, and the first letter was G. So remember, shoot the bullseye, go to the middle. There's G, there's C, and G again, and it looks like alanine is what it's going to build this time. So then you go down here, and all you have to do is you write alanine. Ta-da! That's as hard as it gets. So you're doing awesome. I know you can do this. You don't ever have to memorize the circle. It will always be provided to you, and it's awesome. It's so fun and simple. It's like a little game or a puzzle. Okay, so let's go back to our notes. Here we go. I'm going to zoom in. Here we are over here. Okay. So what you're going to do is, once again, I'm just going to make up a strand of mRNA. So AUG, CGA, UAC. I just made it up, okay? You're going to look at that table, which I happen to have one like off my screen so I can use it as a reference. And then you're just going to tell me what amino acids that those code for. So AUG, according to my circle, I'm looking at my amino acid circle, that is going to build methionine for us. And then CGA is ARG for arginine. Okay. And then UAC, let's see here, UAC. That's tier for tyrosine. Boom. Sometimes you're going to come across a codon, and when you go to your amino acid table or your amino acid circle, depending on which one you use, it'll just say stop. And I get asked this every time. It's like, Mrs. Engel, it just says stop. Do I just write stop? And I'm like, yes, you do. And so what that means is when your body is building amino acid chains or proteins, it has to have a signal to start building them, and it has to have a signal to stop when enough has been enough. And it's like, okay, we've built it big enough. We need to stop. So MET or methionine is your body's only start codon. So it will always be at the beginning set. It'll always be the first amino acid to be built. It can be built more than once in the chain, but it's always going to be the first one that you're going to build. So you start in August for the school year in my area. So right there, you've got methionine. And then eventually when it's time to stop building that protein, you'll have a stop codon. And so some tables will give you the actual name of the amino acid. Some tables will just write stop. Either way, it's the stop codon. It's the way for your body to know that we don't want to build that protein to be any larger or longer. We need to stop there. And so you can just write stop or the name of the amino acid if your table tells you what it is. And that's pretty much it. I hope that helped. If you ever have any questions, please reach out to me. I know you guys are amazing and you're so intelligent and you stick with problems, and I'm so grateful to be your teacher. If you ever need anything, you just let me know. All right, Engel out. Bye.